Nobody plans to be in a collision, but it happens. So knowing the proper steps to follow when it does happen is very important. Fred Litwiniuk, CEO at Litco Law, is here to guide us through the process. Good morning, Fred.
Morning, Kim. How you doing?
Very good. Thank you so much for coming in. So first off, when do we need to report a collision, and who do you need to report it to?
Well, if you are in the city of Edmonton, you've got to report it to the Collision Reporting Center if the damage exceeds $2,000. And sometimes it's a little bit hard to know, when you're in a collision, if the damage is going to exceed $2,000. Probably better safe than sorry, because a fail to report can result in a fine in certain cases.
Now, can we choose where repairs to our car can be made?
You can. Oftentimes the insurance company, your insurance company, will recommend different collision centers where you can take your car and get it repaired, but you do have the right to make that choice for yourself. It can create some problems in that, if you choose a collision center to do the repairs that isn't one recommended by the insurance company, you might not get a guarantee for the work. And so your only recourse will be with the collision center itself. Whereas if you choose one that the insurance company recommends, you may be able to get a guarantee from them on the quality of the work.
And do we have to get the repairs done right away?
You do technically have 2 years from the date of the collision to get the repairs done, but it really is best to take care of that right away, because if you wait, let's say you've got a dent or some damage, it could get worse, maybe some rust develops, and then your insurance company might not cover that. So it's important to take care of that as soon as possible.
Now, will a collision impact insurance premium?
If you're at fault for the collision, there's a good chance that it's going to affect your premium. If you're not at fault, it shouldn't. But if you are, you can expect your premiums to increase. A question of how much. It could be maybe 15 to 50%, depending on the severity of the accident and your driving record. And really, it's a good conversation to have with your insurance broker. That person can give you all the answers that you need about your premiums.
Why are premiums so high?
That's a good question. I think most Albertans don't realize that the target profit for insurance companies on auto insurance premiums is 7%. I think most Albertans probably do realize that the actual profit that insurance companies have been making is exceeding that by a lot. During the pandemic, accidents went way down and premiums did not. And so I think that, by one estimate, insurance companies have pocketed an additional $2.9 billion as a result of those decreased claims but stable premiums. So I think that, over time, this government and other governments have tried in earnest to solve the problem of high premiums. I think it may be time to look at perhaps legislating a cap on insurance profits.
Okay, yeah. So, like I said before, we don't plan to get into a collision, but now that we have all the information, we're prepared to go. So, Fred, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Kim.
It's important to remember these opinions are for informational purposes only, and they do not constitute legal advice. You should consult a lawyer for your individual situation.
Brought to you by Litco Law, lawyers you'll love.